Let's face it, everyone. The current cell landscape is pretty terrible. All the transport systems run too slow, nuclear are making brass decisions against the people, and none of the other candidates are even thinking about energy demands. Everything is so underpowered. We need a quick solution, so why not vote for the power and fuel-producing dynamic duo, the mitochondria and the chloroplast? To understand how good this duo is, we first need to explain what they do, starting with the ATP-producing glucose-burning machine that is the mitochondria.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
The mitochondria works like a little power plant, consuming glucose and some vitamins, performing cellular respiration, and releasing bountiful ATP for all parts of the cell to use. The mitochondria structure is even more graceful than its purpose. It has a well-protected double membrane, with the inner matrix making the magic happen. The inner membrane is folded inwards into pouches called cristae, increasing the surface area where cellular respiration can take place. The mitochondria also has its own ribosomes, enzymes, and even DNA that it uses to keep the process running efficiently. Because of the mitochondria being the only real energy source for all cellular processes, every organelle is dependent on it to function. Every single other organelle is dependent on it, so why shouldn't you vote for it?
It's 1800, ladies, tell your husbands, vote for her!
Next, let's explain the chloroplast. It has a very important and almost magical role in the cell. It takes light, water, and carbon dioxide gas and turns it into glucose. It uses the energy from the light to power the conversion of carbon dioxide and water into glucose. Really, think about this. Light, water, and thin air into free food for the cell. What more could you ask for? And just like the mitochondria, chloroplasts have a double membrane and their own DNA and ribosomes. The inner matrix, or stroma, is filled with stacked bicolloid membranes that capture sunlight. The main organelle dependent on the chloroplast is the mitochondria. It makes the fuel that the mitochondria uses after all. Wouldn't it be so convenient to have a fuel source and a generator bundled together? So why not vote for both at once?
Still not convinced? Well, let's see what life would be like without this vital duo. First of all, you'd be dead. Flatline, no chance of saving, dead. Production for mitochondria means no cellular processes work, so each of your cells would die pretty fast. What about if we didn't have chloroplasts? Unfortunately, plants need them to make sugar to stay alive and to produce the oxygen we breathe, so we would still die of starvation and later of asphyxiation. What if you don't care at all about energy production? You would still die, but this time from cancer. Mitochondria regulate apoptosis, or controlled cell death, which is a key factor in preventing cancer growth, so you would dissolve into a big, nasty blob of tumors without it.
Perhaps by this point you're thinking, this dynamic duo seems pretty good, but what makes these other candidates so bad? Luckily, we have that covered too. First off, cell walls are the least useful or necessary organelles. They may add protection to the cell, but us humans with our animal cells live fulfilling and healthy lives completely void of their use. Next, cell waste. It may seem like a big issue due to the propaganda spread by lysosomes and peroxisomes, but it really isn't. Cellular debris can just be directly expelled via exocytosis. Another candidate you really don't need is viruses. They literally corrupt cells, hijack their machinery, and cause thousands of types of diseases. What good is there in that? Finally, we have the quote-unquote mastermind, the nucleus. They are a dirty dictator taking credit for running the cell when mitochondria and chloroplasts have their own DNA and can run themselves. Why should we be taking orders from someone else when we know better than anyone else what the cell needs?